Hello, viewers, and welcome back to Ocean Cadence, a place where marine engineering concepts come alive with clarity and precision. Going by these lines, in our today's video, we are deep diving into one of the most widely used starting methods for induction motors onboard ships, regarded as the star delta starter. While going through this video, we'll understand what a star delta starter is, what is the purpose behind its usage, how it works, the voltage current relationship involved, and some of the important checks that are to be carried out on the star delta starters. We'll also identify where these systems are exactly used on board a ship. So let us start with our brief run through about a star delta starter. A star delta starter is an electrical starting method used for reducing the starting current of large three-phase induction motors. By large three-phase induction motors, we refer to the motors that are responsible for running the heavier machinery in terms of kilowatt load on board ships. When an induction motor starts directly, it draws a very high inrush current, sometimes going up as high as 6 to 8 times of its full current load. This can cause voltage dips, mechanical stresses, and even inadvertent tripping. To overcome this, the star delta starter first connects the motor windings in a star configuration during the starting. This reduces the voltage across each winding, and then the star delta starter switches them back to delta configuration once the motor picks up speed. Having understood this much, it is obvious to realize about why is this method so popular, especially on merchant ships. So, some of the key advantages offered by a star delta starter is that obviously it reduces the starting current, but by how much? So, typically only one third of the current compared to the DOL starting alternative is used in starting a motor when it has a star delta starter. It also helps in lowering the starting torque and the connected stresses, which means that it protects the mechanical components like couplings and shafts indirectly. Obviously, it is a cost effective method, and that is because it uses simple contactor arrangements. No heavy electronic components are required, and it also makes it very reliable and suitable for working in harsh marine conditions with the regular maintenance. One of the most important understanding is that it creates a minimal voltage drop on the supply lines while the starting occurs. This ensures smoother operation of other equipment connected to the same distribution boards or the lines. Typically, the starting current would be denoted as 1 by root 3 times of line voltage, and this reduces the torque to one third as well. Now, let's take a look at the circuit diagram of a typical star delta starter. Here we have three main contactors, KM1, KM2 and KM3, where KM1 is the main contactor, the KM2 is delta contactor and the KM3 is the star contactor. During starting, KM1 and KM3 are energized together, connecting the motor windings in star. Therefore, the current flow through each winding is reduced because the line voltage is divided by root 3. Once the motor reaches about 80% of its rated speed, the timer de-energizes KM3, which is the star contactor, and energizes the KM2, which is the delta contactor. This means that now the motor windings are, in a very simple language, reconfigured into delta, thereby allowing full line voltage across each winding for normal running. So, the working sequence of a typical star delta starter based motor can be summarized in three main stages. The first stage is of star connection during the starting stage, where the motor starts with a reduced voltage. The line current and torque are one third of the rated values. The second stage is the transition phase or the changeover period. Here the circuit momentarily opens both star and delta contactors, and it prevents short circuit between the lines as well. And the third and the final phase is the delta connection phase or the full load running stage, where the motor runs on full voltage, developing full torque and full power. It is very important to remember, especially for exam perspective, that the line voltage in a star delta operation or a star delta starter is equal to root 3 times the phase voltage, and the line current is equal to the phase current in star. In delta, phase voltage is equal to the line voltage and line current is root 3 times the phase current. So, when the motor starts in star, the voltage across each winding is only as high as 58% of the line voltage. Hence, the starting current and torque are reduced to one third, the initial figure that we informed you of. Having understood the operation, the circuit diagram, as well as the important formulas and the relationships involved, now let us turn our attention towards the routine checks that are involved on a star delta starter, which are critical, especially on board ships where equipment reliability is non-negotiable, and as we know that the environment conditions they are exposed to are very harsh and unforgiving. Some of the simple checks that are involved for a star delta starter include the inspection of all the contactors for pitting or loose connections to prevent burnout or short circuiting. We also verify correct timer setting for smooth transition between star to delta. It is also to be ensured that the overload relays are in proper working order, and the interlocking circuits which prevent the simultaneous star delta engagement are in proper order. It also includes the common checks which move around checking the insulation resistance and continuity of the control wiring. During the starting and the stopping operations and the normal running, we can also check for any abnormal noises and the operational noises that are produced within the contactors when switching. In terms of applications on machinery on board ships, the star delta starters are one of the most widely used ones on board ships. This is because they can very easily deal with large load induction motors, which are the common places where such motors can be used. So, for example, the main seawater pump, the ballast, and the fire pumps. They can also be used for starting and switching operations of the motor for the air compressors and the mid-size motor involved for the running of the hydraulic power packs. The primary reason, as discussed earlier, is cost effectiveness, easy maintenance, and also easy fault finding and higher reliability for ship operations. In our upcoming videos, we'll also deal with the other types of starters and also include their implementation and utility for specific machinery on board ships. If you found this video to be helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel Ocean Cadence for more marine engineering insights which are explained in a smarter way. Also, until next time, keep learning and keep sharing with your friends and colleagues, and also do not forget to visit our other videos available on the channel. Thank you.